Get ready for the most intense high-speed chases caught on Dashcam. From heart-pounding pursuits through busy city streets to adrenaline-fueled races down highways, these chases showcase some of the wildest moments on the road. Sunday, February 18th, 2024, at approximately 5:36 p.m. in North Olmsted, Ohio, Officer Ricky Juergens noticed a 2003 PT Cruiser with no visible license plate and only one working brake light turning into Great Northern Mall. He followed the vehicle on Ring Road near Dick's Sporting Goods and initiated a traffic stop with lights and sirens. However, the vehicle didn't stop but slowed down, continuing westbound on Ring Road.
We're leaving. He's reaching all around in the car. 31 miles an hour. He's coming to a stop. Brook Park in front of Dick's. He's taking off.
A trooper deployed spike strips, but they were unsuccessful, and the suspect responded by accelerating even more. The pursuit reached speeds of up to 81 miles per hour until the suspect, Antoine Lindsay, was ejected from the vehicle. He lay outside the car, appearing to attempt to get up and flee, but was immobilized due to his injuries.
We have a kid in the vehicle. He's crying. Nails at gunpoint. I will. You stay right there. Just spread your legs and feet out. Cuff him up. You got him? All right.
Do not move.
Do not move.
Antoine sustained suspected serious injuries and was transported by medics to Fairview General Hospital for evaluation. Upon approaching the vehicle, officers discovered Antoine's 1-year-old child securely fastened in a child safety seat. Thankfully, the child was unharmed in the rollover accident. After a brief stay in the hospital, Antoine Lindsay was released from police custody. Deputy Sean McGuigan was keeping an eye on traffic near I-75 and County Road 234 in Micanopy, Florida, when he saw a gold Chevy Suburban blow through a stop sign. The vehicle struck a curb, swerved into oncoming traffic, and then sped off as Deputy McGuigan activated his lights and siren.
Signal 12. 17,000 Southeast County Road 234, 28. Hotel Golf X-ray, Florida 10, Chevy. Signal 1, signal 2. Just threw a beer out the window, wrong lane of traffic. Yes. Once he drops down to 45, I'm going to pit him.
The suspect drove recklessly, showing complete disregard for the safety of other drivers on the road.
He's in the wrong lane of traffic. Through the median. Coming up to the pole. The highway patrol is directly in front of me if you can let them know. We're at 70. 50 miles an hour.
The trooper closed in, prepared to perform a pit maneuver, but decided against it as the suspect wasn't speeding excessively. While the trooper followed closely behind, the suspect brazenly reached his hand out the window and flipped off the trooper.
30, I'm pitting. Pit failed. Back up to 80. Pit failed. SHP's coming back up on me.
As they moved through a construction zone, the trooper got close enough to execute a pit maneuver and did so, but the suspect quickly regained control and continued fleeing. Another pit maneuver was attempted, but once again the suspect managed to recover and continued fleeing. The suspect was finally stopped, arrested, and taken into custody, bringing the chase to an end. On Monday, October 14th, 2024, Trooper was in the area of West Broadway and Main Street assisting the North Little Rock Police Department. Officers reported that a blue Dodge Challenger, which had previously fled, was located near Main Street and 5th Street. When NLRPD officers attempted a traffic stop as the vehicle traveled south on Main Street, the driver failed to yield, prompting a pursuit. As soon as the trooper joined the pursuit, he executed a pit maneuver, bringing the suspect's vehicle to a stop. The troopers then exited their vehicles and arrested both the driver and passenger, taking them into custody and bringing the brief chase to an end. On Saturday, October 19th, 2024, Trooper Tanner Seal was monitoring traffic on U.S. Highway 78 in Dell when he clocked a motorcycle speeding at 80 miles per hour in a 60 miles per hour zone. And as he attempted a traffic stop, the motorcycle quickly accelerated to over 130 miles per hour, continuing westbound on U.S. Highway 78.
I've got a motorcycle taking off on me. Westbound towards 181 in Dell. Black helmet.
When the suspect accelerated to 140 miles per hour, the trooper briefly lost sight, but after 5 minutes managed to close in on the suspect again.
I think he's just toying with him now. He's slowing down, swerving left or right. Blue jeans, black jacket, black and red helmet. Can't get the tag right now. Coming up to Fleeman Road, westbound, still in Manila, light traffic.
As the trooper closed in on the suspect, he executed a pit maneuver, causing the biker to fall off the motorcycle. The trooper then exited his vehicle and arrested the suspect. On February 20th, 2021, Trooper Zachary Walk was traveling northbound on Harry Truman Parkway near De Lesseps Avenue. While in the left lane, he observed a white Audi sedan ahead in the same lane. The Audi then changed lanes to the right and accelerated quickly. Trooper Walker checked the Audi with the front antenna of his radar unit, confirming a speed of 83 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. He positioned his patrol car behind the Audi and initiated a traffic stop. The Audi initially pulled to the east shoulder and came to a stop.
4251.
As Trooper Walker exited his patrol car and began a passenger-side approach, the Audi suddenly fled the stop, taking the exit ramp to De Lesseps Avenue. He quickly returned to his patrol car and notified the radio room that the Audi had fled the scene.
Be taking a left onto Cuba.
The trooper attempted the pit maneuver twice, but both attempts were unsuccessful. The chase continued, with the suspect driving recklessly and showing no regard for the safety of other drivers on the road.
Range control 1, I'm coming out on the unit. She might stop the
The trooper attempted the pit maneuver one more time, but the suspect managed to recover once again. However, 3 minutes later, when the trooper caught up to the suspect, there was no escape from that situation. The suspect was arrested and taken into custody without further incident, bringing the chase to an end. On January 24th, 2024, Trooper Darren Evans was patrolling eastbound on Interstate 40 when he observed a silver Dodge Charger driving in the left lane, featuring a dark-tinted license plate cover. After checking the license plate through NCIC, he discovered it was expired since June 30th, 2019 and registered to a blue 2013 Hyundai Elantra. At that point, Trooper Evans activated his emergency equipment to initiate a traffic stop on the suspect vehicle. The vehicle slowed and pulled over to the outside shoulder, coming to a stop. As Trooper Evans exited his patrol vehicle, he noticed that the suspect vehicle had not shifted into park. After closing the door to his patrol unit, he began his approach to the suspect vehicle. At that moment, the suspect sped off, fleeing the traffic stop at high rates of speed. The suspect vehicle accelerated eastbound on Interstate 40, reaching speeds well over 100 miles per hour. The suspect vehicle exhibited a blatant disregard for the safety of others on the road, recklessly driving on the shoulders at high speeds and weaving through heavy traffic. The pursuit continued onto Interstate 40, reaching the split with Interstate 55, where the suspect took the southbound exit onto Interstate 55.
Yeah, or two, one where you at?
Just now getting on 55.
I'm driving on the shoulder trying to follow behind him. Looks like he may have wrecked. He wrecked out. Black male, green t-shirt, running across 40. Black male, green t-shirt, dread, running across 40.
10-4, I'm on 40.
The vehicle drove northbound in the southbound lanes, prompting Trooper Evans to attempt to follow. Navigating through traffic, he drove on the shoulder to keep up with the suspect. Suddenly, Trooper Evans witnessed the suspect vehicle strike a semi-truck head-on in the center of Interstate 55. The driver exited and fled on foot to the north. Trooper Evans quickly exited his patrol unit and gave chase. After a brief foot pursuit, he was able to apprehend the driver, later identified as Kyla Morrow, born on July 5, 2004, from Arkansas. The suspect was offered medical treatment by Crittenden EMS, but refused, claiming no injuries. She was then transported to the Crittenden County Detention Center without further incident. On Sunday, April 3rd, 2022, at approximately 12:56 a.m., Trooper Jacob Bird was traveling westbound on Interstate 630 near Chester Street when he noticed a black 2021 Ford Fusion appearing to exceed the posted speed limit of 60 miles per hour. Trooper Bird activated his radar confirming the vehicle's speed at 72 miles per hour and initiated a traffic stop. As he engaged his emergency lights, the vehicle exited I-630 and proceeded southbound on Chester Street. When the suspect, identified as Maurice London, stopped at a red light, as Trooper Bird exited his vehicle to make contact with the suspect suddenly took off, and the chase ensued.
We're south on Chester, so coming up to 13th Street.
We're now passing the interstate.
So we're going south on Broadway. Going into 17th and Broadway, the gas station. Going back north on Broadway now.
It became clear he was actively fleeing as he accelerated at a dangerously high speed on the city streets we were on.
We're crossing 630. Still heading north. 9th Street.
Copy, successful car chase, still north towards 9th Street.
Here's the State Street. Intersection. Apartment complex over here.
Copy, right on the hit rate, left on the
Now left onto north.
The suspect accelerated, briefly escaping the trooper's sight, but the trooper quickly regained control of the pursuit and located the vehicle. Closing in on the suspect, the trooper ultimately brought the chase to an end.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Put your hands up!
A successful pit maneuver was executed, bringing the pursuit to an end at the intersection of Hickory Street and Jones Drive. Morris London Jr. was taken into custody without incident and transported to St. Vincent Hospital for medical clearance before being taken to the Pulaski County Jail. He was charged with the following offenses: felony fleeing with substantial danger of death, speeding 1 to 15 miles per hour over the limit, failure to stop at a red light, driving the wrong way on a one-way roadway, driving with a suspended license. On October 16, 2024, Trooper Lincoln Smith initiated a traffic stop on a black Chrysler 200 with no insurance and a suspended driver's license registered to Charnequa Shanti Patterson. After initially stopping, Miss Patterson refused to provide ID, rolled up her window, and then drove off northbound. The chase was brief, as the trooper quickly caught up to the driver and executed a pit maneuver. The trooper then exited the vehicle and arrested the suspect.
Lay down, put your hands up! Lay down! Arms out like an airplane!
Well, he was at the 34 on his traffic stop, 31 northbound. I'm leaving headquarters to
Pull me over! Hey, you wrecked my vehicle!
She was taken into custody, bringing the short chase to an end. On Thursday, June 30th, 2022, at approximately 10:59 p.m., Trooper Jacob Bird was traveling eastbound on Interstate 30 near mile marker 131 when he observed a 2019 white Dodge Challenger displaying a fictitious Texas license plate. Trooper Bird initiated a traffic stop on the eastbound service road, but the Challenger immediately fled.
Surveying up to that station for 19, starting eastbound from the 131, 237.
Continuing across the tracks headed toward South Service Road.
The suspect re-entered the highway, accelerating dangerously and putting many lives at risk. Recognizing the immediate danger, the trooper knew they had to stop him as quickly as possible.
Coming up on 440. Taking 448.
The trooper struggled to stop the suspect due to his high-speed driving and skillful maneuvers. Determined to end the pursuit, the trooper aimed to get closer to execute a pit maneuver.
Staying on it. Copy, good. Partner labor.
Finally, as the trooper closed in on the suspect's vehicle, the suspect lost control and crashed into a ditch. Troopers then exited their vehicles, arrested the suspect, and took him into custody without further incident. On September 21, 2024, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper observed a white Mercedes-Benz speeding southbound on I-95 near Northwest 119th Street. The vehicle was weaving through traffic, tailgating, and nearly caused a collision. The trooper followed the car for about half a mile, noting it was traveling at 102 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. When the trooper activated emergency lights and sirens, the driver, later identified as 20-year-old Andrew Jesus Martinez of Hollywood, Florida, failed to stop and continued to flee. The trooper managed to close the gap with the suspect after a few minutes, but the driver continued to drive recklessly, showing complete disregard for the safety of other motorists on the road. Due to the high speed, the trooper lost control of his vehicle and veered into a ditch. Several patrol units paused to check on the trooper while a few others continued the pursuit. The remaining troopers ultimately stopped the suspect, arrested him, and took him into custody without further incident. On Thursday, June 23, 2022, Trooper Jacob Bird was stationary on Interstate 430 northbound near mile marker 2 when he observed a blue 2010 Toyota Corolla driving in the far left lane without passing any vehicles. The temporary tag was unreadable, improperly secured, and flapping in the wind. Trooper Bird caught up to the vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. The driver immediately fled, prompting Trooper Bird to call the pursuit as they drove recklessly at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour.
430 north, 3. Blue, Toyota Corolla.
It's important to mention that we do not support this kind of behavior, and you should only learn from the mistakes made in this clip. After following the suspect for a few more minutes, the trooper decided to get closer to execute a possible pit maneuver. The suspect lost control of his vehicle and ended up in the median. He then made a U-turn, but wasn't fleeing for long as he lost control of the vehicle once again.
He just drove into the trees. Crashing out. One black male fell down on foot. I can't see him in the tree line to the right.
The driver fled as the vehicle came to a stop, and the trooper saw a black male suspect running into the woods. The North Little Rock Police Department had 2 officers on scene, one with a K9, who attempted to track the suspect, but were unable to apprehend him. While searching the vehicle, officers found an Apple iPhone and some paperwork that could help identify the driver. The next day, the registered owner reported her car stolen to the North Little Rock Police Department and provided a story. However, when she spoke to the Arkansas State Police, her account differed from what she told Little Rock. Warrants have been filed to gain access to the iPhone in an attempt to identify the driver. On Friday, November 24th, 2023, Trooper Blaine Lucas was traveling eastbound on Interstate 630 near mile marker when he observed a green Dodge Challenger with an unreadable Arkansas temporary license plate. The vehicle was following another car too closely. Trooper Lucas got behind the Challenger and activated his emergency lights to conduct a traffic stop. The suspect pulled over to the right shoulder and came to a stop. As soon as the trooper approached the suspect vehicle, the driver fled, nearly losing control but managing to recover and continue fleeing. When the suspect saw the trooper closing in, he accelerated once again, driving at a high rate of speed. As the trooper took the exit, he didn't reduce his speed enough for the curve, causing the front right corner of his vehicle to hit the concrete wall.